Good morning, good afternoon. I'm saying if I need to say good evening to somebody or not. Okay, let's wait some minutes to see if to wait some more people join us. We have 42 people now. Okay, let's give some minutes to the attendees who can continue to join us. Okay, let me check if more people is joining us. Okay, I think we can give 1 minute more before we can start. Okay, 50. 50 is a good number. It's a round number. Let's start now. Okay, good afternoon, good morning, and maybe good evening to somebody who is in evening now. Okay, welcome everyone. So no matter you are already very familiar with the current or just begin to explore it, we are very happy to have you join us here. We are very pleased to see more and more interest in this session from across different regions, disciplines, no matter from designers, engineers, and other roles. So this reflects the needs growing momentum around the DC grade, DC application. I'm Dory, the R&D manager in China, a smart power division in ABB, and I'm very happy to be your host for this session today. Our topic today is on-off direct current, structuring DC product certification insight from China. This is a subject very close to the heart of this community, as DC system is growing rapidly across home, factories, and microgrid worldwide. And to have a robust, harmonized certification framework is no longer option. It's an essential for us. So let me introduce our speakers today. So we have John Liao, Director of Professional Research Institute at Green Corporate, who will share Green's front-end experience in DC microgrid development. Yeah. And also Chen Baihuang, General Manager of South China Lab at DAGRA, one of the world's leading certification bodies. Pierre Herselvia, Chair of the Certification Committee at Current OS, who will walk through us the Current OS certification scheme. And Professor Nisa, who will bring us an exciting invitation to the upcoming international conference at on DC for microgrid. And also we have Peter, who is Alliance and the Membership Influencer Leader for Current OS. Okay. So just some housekeeping notes. So we will have dedicated session after all the presentation, and you can leave your question on the chat anytime. And this webinar is recorded. All the registered attendees will receive email link with the link of YouTube, and also for the people in China, you can have this link, other link to have the replay of this session. And also please follow us in LinkedIn and also YouTube to keep close with this community. Yeah, as our world, we are living through this the biggest scale electrification change. We can see more and more direct current is generated by the renewable energies with solar, with the cells, and also more and more devices is consuming direct current. Cars, computers, LED, and data center, which is increasing very much now. And in another side, our instructor is all still AC based, which brings this kind of inefficiencies through the constant power conversion and also strain our electrical grids. And there is no global distribution framework allowing DC source and loads to be interoperate. This gap is what current OS is addressing. So current OS is an open global independent organization with 130 partners worldwide. This organization works to harmonize DC standards and holds science status with both UR Solutions and IEC. Today's webinar is a direct expression of this kind of mission to the harmonize of the standard and application. Eaton Schneider Electric and ABB are the valuable partners for current OS. We are all committed to application and standardization of the DC devices and the system. So we have the members across different regions for the industry leaders, manufacturers, integrators, and universities, and also certification bodies. So in Asia and in China, we have a lot of members here. You can see green, which is here, and also universities as Nanjing University and also other different Xi'an Jiaotong University. And also Asia is a very dynamic region for DC, and this kind of industrial innovation and policy momentum is very much active in this field. And then as a core principle for current OS, so we are learning from real deployment. Here you can see a lot of application in different kind of areas, for example, buildings, mobilities, infrastructures, and energy systems. And these projects are worldwide. Then here we are going to pass to John, who is going to bring us some application from green. So John, please start.
Okay, thank you, Dory. Hello, everyone. I'm Joan from Gray, and today I will give an introduction of the PEDF Energy Internet System by Gray. And this is my company overview. And our company is called the National Energy Internet Innovation Center, Guangdong Corporation. And we are jointly established by Gray and founded in 2019. And many leader places is our cooperated for this company. And we are proud to be a member of current OS in 2025. And this partnership strengthens our community to save, efficient, direct current system and global industry collaboration. As a DC technology research institution, we collaborate with more than 24 research institutes and more than 100 enterprises to we operate quality standard labs and industrial analysis, and we provide one-stop zero-carbon energy solutions for homes, communities, and factories, and even the parks industry worldwide. As a partner of Canada OS, we focus on near user side and about the DC appliance equipment and the energy systems, DC equipment, and informationized energy management system. We share a common vision. And what is EDF in China? And the EDF is deeply integrated with the solar power and which is the photovoltaic power and energy storage, DC applies for DC distribution and utilization. And the flexible is use the intelligent load interaction and can response to the grid. And why we choose DC, and as we all know, with the rapid growth of the solar power and energy battery, this power has grown increasingly widespread. Today, maybe more than 16% of the electronic loads, such as the air conditioner and the computer, use DC-based energy. And by adopting DC power generation and utilization, we can achieve the significant higher efficiency over the traditional AC system, as the picture shows. And the DC ecosystem, we build a DC power supply and the consumption ecosystem with energy stations of the core and integrated PV power storage DC equipment together. And we have the DC voltage, the same as the current OS standard. And this is the advantage of the system. And compared with the traditional AC solutions, our DC micro grid energy station solution reduced the multi-pile conversions, simplified the system, and greatly improved the overall efficiency. And this is our home and community solutions. And this is the project in Zhuhai. And this is my office. All the appliances are DC appliances. And the community takes the PEDF energy station as the core form of microgrid. And this system is totally off grid. And we are warmly welcome everyone to check and see this project. And this is the DC home scene in the Suzhou Tongli, and we provide the DC appliance and such as the DC lighting and the DC television, DC fan, and other DC appliance. And for the factory and the industrial parks, our solution bring on low carbon, cost reduction, safety, and capacity expansion, and high efficiency. This is the zero carbon DC factory includes a large PV system, energy storage system, and PV direct driven centrifugal chiller. And you can see the picture, the PV panel connected to the air conditioner directly in the rooftop without the inverter. And this is our PV storage direct driven air conditioner system, and we established in 2013. And this is the world first and the international leading. It supports a full network connection, PV direct driven and 5 operation modes and have high competitivity. And this is the DC direct driven reaches the 99% of the utilization efficiency, and it will improve the 5 to 8% higher than the traditional systems. And this is the DC drivers which we have adopted and applied the relevant standards from current OS in our system design and development. We provided 3 voltages levels of different scenario. High voltage we use DC 700, and the medium voltage we use DC 350, and the low voltage is 48 voltage, suitable for home, office, factory, and industry park use. And this is the energy station. Energy station combines PV storage and DC and flexible control together. And this is the advantage of the all-in-one design and for some use. And this is the energy management system. We have to make the system flexible. And the last, I will introduce our project all the world. And this is the Hainan Boao Center and national K. This is the national K project. It's the first national level zero carbon demonstration zone in China, and uses the PEDF direct driven air conditioner and meeting the near zero energy building standard. And this is the Singapore and the Smart Center, and this is the BCA Productive Energy project. And this is Singapore's first productive energy industrial building and on the highest green mark award. And this is the off-grid project in Africa, and this is the uses solar power and storage and multiple DC applies with high and low voltage zone to provide stable off-grid power supply. And this is the project, the biggest project in the Middle East in Saudi Arabia. And this is a factory with the air conditioner, and we can see the PV panel connected to the air conditioner directly, and it can realize the efficiency and reduce the power distribution cost by about 15%, and realize the regional zero carbon and intelligent operation. And thanks for your watching. And later I will welcome Mr. Chen Baihuang to introduce this later.
Yeah, thank you very much, John, for this impressive overview. I think from Green's, this is covered from Green's PEDF technology to real-world DC microgrid deployment across China and beyond. It's clear that the technology is advancing in a good pace, but technology alone is not enough. We need to have the next session, have John and Pierre to give us some insight to how to create a credible and structured certification framework. And that is what exactly what this application needs. So let's invite Chen Bai and also Pierre. Please.
Hello. Thank you, John. Thank you, Dolly. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chen Bai Huang from Decwa, South China. Today, I'm pleasure to share with you about the industry practice development and trends in DC plotter certification and standardization. This sharing is also supported by Mr. Pierre Sorel and Certification Committee Chair of Current OS. And today we will cover 6 key parts. What is the certification? Certification for DC product and standardization development and change, and TechQuad practice experience, Current OS certification scheme. So what exactly is the certification? Let's look at the definition from ISO standard. Certification is a third-party attestation related to an objective of conformity assessment. That objective can be a product, process, or service. The real value of certification is the confidence and trust established by an impartial and competent third party. For certification bodies, a related standard is ISO 17065, and it must have sufficient credibility. In the ISO 17067 describe different basic types of the certifications. The main difference arises from the source of surveillance test samples. In the electrical product field, many certifications often use Type 5, which verifies a manufacturer's ability to consistently supply conforming products. And the content of the certification scheme usually covers the following aspect, requirements such as goal and objective, criteria and testing standard, conformity assessment activities, and requirement for clients and subcontractors, and the certification document, surveillance products, procedures, and so on. And I classify certification for electrical products into 2 categories. Those applicable to both AC and DC products are referred to as general certification. In most cases, these schemes apply to DC products in the same way they apply to AC products. The main difference is often in the technical standards, not in the certification scheme itself. But at the same time, we also see several certification schemes that are much more DC specific. Example including USB IF, CHAdeMO, and Current OS. These schemes focus less on traditional basic safety EMC performance and just focus more on DC specific topics such as interface compatibility, communication protocol, interoperability, and voltage classes and power management. This is an important shift from certifying only safety EMC performance to system compatibility in DC environments. For standardization perspective, the good news is that many IC standards for DC product already exist. Majorly is applicable for both AC and DC products. However, there's minimal coverage on universal interoperability, interface, and power management for DC microgrids. This is a gap that the industry is now working to fill. For DC specific certification scheme, the technical base often comes not from IC standard directly, but from industry organizations. For example, USB certification is based on specification published by USB IF. For Current OS certification, also use the specifications published by Current OS. But to now, the specifications list is not yet fully ready. A very important development in this area is the version more of the IC6 LVDC. Recent and upcoming publication cover topics such as LVDC topologies and standard voltage levels, grounding and earthing, power quality, distributed PV integration. This is highly significant because it shows that IC is moving beyond component level standards and is beginning to address LVDC as a complete system. Looking ahead, I see four major trends in DC certification and standardization. First is digitalization and intelligence. The second is refinement and scenario-specific application. Third is green and low carbon orientation. And fourth, many standards are still under development. What we see today is only the beginning. Now, let me introduce DECRA's practice in DC certification. DECRA is the world's largest independent non-listed TIC organization with about 48,000 employees and across 60 countries, and 2025 revenue of euro 4.4 billion. This global network gives us a strong capability not only in testing and certification, but also in helping industry adapt to new technology such as DC systems. And DECRA provides full scope and one-stop service for DC products, including electrical safety, EMC, energy efficiency, connectivity, and interoperability. And DECRA will act as a certification body for CanaOS certification scheme in the future. Finally, beyond conventional certification, DECRA also operates flexible scheme, DECRA Shield, for the safety, usability, fit for use, performance, etc. This allows certification not only to use international or national standards, but also use industrial specification or standards justified by DECRA. The keyword on the certification logo can be determined based on the key features of the products category, such as smart APP, grid connection, power efficiency, and so on. Okay, that's all my sharing today. Thank you very much for your attention. Now I will hand over to Pierre Server, and he will share the details about the CanaOS certification scheme. Thank you.
Pierre, I don't think we can hear you.
I don't see where I'm in.
Good now.
It's good. Okay, perfect.
Good.
Can I hear?
So thank you very much to invite me to participate to this webinar. I
Yeah,
hope that
it's okay now.
That it will provide a lot of information to the different participants. I'm here in front of you with a triple hat, I would say. The first one is that I work for Schneider Electric. I'm Vice President for Conformity Assessment and Market Surveillance, but that's only one part of my job. I also spend a lot of time in the AEC, where I'm the treasurer of this international organization. And of course, yes, I'm working for CurrentOS, where I'm chairing the certification committee. And we are setting up a certification scheme for CurrentOS. Why are we doing that? It's because if you remember the story between AC and DC, I would say that AC win the first battle in the past century, but now DC is coming back, and I'm sure that the presentation made by my colleague just before me are convincing that DC is really at its own place for the future decades. But DC has a specific image in the public, I would say. Most of the people are believing that DC is not as safe as the AC. Believe that it's more difficult to protect the people, to protect the installation, which is not the case. In fact, things are moving, things change a lot in the past years. But what we wanted to do within CurrentOS, because it's part of our DNA, is to really demonstrate, really prove that all the products that are used in a CurrentOS environment are safe. That means the product will protect the people, there will be no risk of fire in the installation, and so on and so on. Sorry, you cannot hear me right now? Is it okay or not? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
no.
So I was just saying that we need to demonstrate, we need to prove that our products are safe for the user, safe for the installation. And we also need to prove that the regulatory authorities, the municipalities, all these stakeholders can buy products within DC installation that are as safe as the AC one, at least. And it's why we are developing this certification scheme, really to convince, really to bring confidence to our end users that the products are safe. And if you are looking on what we are building within the community of CurrentOS with some partners, DCRA being one of them, we are building a Type 5 certification scheme. As mentioned just before, that means not only we are looking for the product, is it safe or not, but we are also looking at the production to reassure that the product that has been checked by a certification body is still the one that is made, is still the one that is produced, and the product remains safe. This scheme is owned by CurrentOS, but it will be operated by ethics. Even if it's called the European Testing, Inspection and Certification System, ethics is operating at the global level. He has a global footprint and is also the owner of one of the certification scheme, which is called ENEC or ENEC Plus for the lighting industry, for example. And they use to operate such a certification scheme. So that means that this certification scheme will be open to any certification body or test laboratory accredited to the right standards, but it's also open to the manufacturer testing laboratories, which is key for us, because if we want to stay, I would say, agile, we need to authorize the manufacturer to make their test under certain conditions to be sure that everything is done properly. And there is a kind of prerequisite, meaning that for a product to be certified to CurrentOS, it has to be certified also to the basic electrical safety standards. So that means the bottom part of this slide is showing you that conformity to the right GB standard in China with the CCC mark, for example, is mandatory. And then the certification, the CurrentOS certification, will really focus on what we call the CurrentOS test specification, which are specific by product family for DC usage. So this is the major advantage of this certification scheme, really to reinforce confidence, bring trust to our stakeholders and to the community. And I would say for the sake of the DC world in the future, it's really important to have this certification scheme. So I just would like to thank you very much, and I hope that we will have some questions in the chat just after that. Thank you.
Thank you, Pierre.
Thank you, Pierre. Thank you, Bye. Okay, so this gives us a walkthrough of the certification scheme from DCRA's proven testing practice to the CurrentOS Type 5 certification framework. I think many of us now have a much clearer view of how these come together. And I would like to just take 1 minute to share something practical for those of you who are having interesting to take action. So let me show you how you can become a current OS partner to join this global community working to shape the future of direct current standards. And you can see the pathway is open and accessible. And whether you are a manufacturer and a certification body or a research institute, we have a different level of membership. You can join us. Okay, and before we move to our Q&A session, we have this chance to have Lisa give us some introduction about very important international conference on DC microgrid. Okay, Lisa, please. Is Lisa here together?
Yeah, Professor Lisa. Professor have some meetings, so Professor Lisa asked me to give introduction about the international conference on DC microgrid. Hello everyone, I'm Peter Wang. I'm from Schneider Electric. It's a very pleasure to invite you to join our current OS webinar. So today, we first session invite Gree to introduce his practice about DC solutions, DC home appliances, DC HVAC. I know Gree when I come on board because this company developed all kinds of DC home appliances. I meet many manufacturers in China. They very fascinate and put a lot of investment on DC. But I saw Gree developed all the DC home appliance, DC HVAC, and released to the market. So we can see Gree do a lot of projects. But how to scale up our DC business? We need certification. We need a safety and be trusted certification scheme to make your business could be enlarged, could be sold your product worldwide. So that's why current OS hope to support your business to get certified, to make your DC offers more safety and be recognized by different organizations. So that's why we want to found this organization. And we hope to work closely with you, with your business, and build new DC technologies and DC standards in the future. So, what we are doing today, we are not alone. Schneider, ABB, Siemens, or Eaton, or Vertiv, we are all working on DC. But how we have utilized the standard or technology for the future. So this is current OS is working on. And Professor Lisa will organize the international conference meeting of DC microgrid in June this year in Xi'an Jiaotong University. So as current OS, Xi'an Jiaotong University is also current OS member, and current OS will have a dedicated booth in this meeting. So we welcome our partner to join us to show your solutions during this meeting. So this meeting will be held in 12th and to 14th in June in Xi'an Jiaotong University. And current OS will support you to make your product and solution be visible to the market and to all the academic and industry field. Okay. Next. So how to join the ICDCM? We can see we invite many keynote speakers, some speakers from well-known universities from Europe, from China, from US, and also we will invite our industry leaders like guest speaker from Schneider, from ABB, from Siemens, from Eaton. We will discuss how we emerge AC-DC hybrid microgrid into existing business and how we make our product and technology be readiness for the future DC microgrid world. So we will discuss with you and with our industry leaders, academic leaders together, and to define the next generation technology and for the future standard. So how to register to join this ICDCM? So if you have some paper, it could be submit. The tuition fee is around 1,040 RMB yuan. If you have no paper, just a listener, now you can have the early bird price is around $355 or 2,500 RMB yuan, and to register to join this IEEE ICDCM. Or you can, if you are a member of Current OS, you can send you a promotion material to me or to Current OS, and we will create some posters for your business, and we welcome you to join Current OS and work together with us. See you in Xi'an in IEEE ICDCM. Thank you.
Okay, so so thanks, Peter, for this introduction, and welcome. And we are looking forward to see you in this meeting in Xi'an. See you in Xi'an. And now we have to warm up our QA session. Maybe Raphael, you can initiate the poll in the chat, and then we can have a look to understand what would you like to see in the next webinar topics. So you can vote. Thank you who those one voted. Okay, great. TDC. So your input will be important for us to organize the topics for the coming sessions. So we have 22% of audience have report. Okay. Let's see, a lot of people would like to see DC, PV, and HVAC topics.
Yeah. So
voltage standard. Okay.
I know many HVAC companies are very interested in DC because for building segments, the HVAC consumes the majority of energy. And we can see GRI have a lot of projects related to the DC HVAC. And I know like Hisense and Haier, they also have this similar product. And Hisense is also our Current OS partner. Maybe next time we can invite Hisense to share their business and their projects in China and in Europe.
Yeah, and also the next top high is the voltage standard. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, voltage standards. Yes, it's a very interesting topic because for data centers we have 800 volts. For buildings we have 700 volts, and yeah, we have some convergence about the voltage standard.
If you navigate back to the chat, Dory, we have a first question from Emmanuel.
Okay, Emmanuel. Okay, the question is, so also working on the opportunity to drive data and power on the same conductor with the technology such as PoE, SPE, or FMP. So I'm not sure, Pierre, if you have any.
I can't answer to you. Yeah, I don't have the answer right now, but Emmanuel, definitely we can check with our technical committee to see if it's part of their job. I know that they are really, really focused now on data, but on the data center side, I would say, and not on the transmission of data over the cable. So we can check that with our technical committee.
Yeah, we will check with the Current OS technical committee, and we will come back to you, Emiliano. Or any questions around Current OS? Do you have any interest about what we are doing, how we organize our alliances, and how we interact with our partners? Webinar is one activity to share our partners' business and solutions, and also we will share updates about our Current OS organization. If you have any questions related to Current OS, you can put your questions here, and I'm welcome to invite you to join Current OS and join our technical groups. Some questions you will have I suppose there's no clear answer at this moment, but we can find solutions together.
Yeah,
And
and
Peter,
actually, I
like
have one question. Please.
Yeah, sorry, I was just jumping on the comment made by Peter, because for those who are members of CurrentOS, there's a lot of interesting things. You mentioned that webinar, but every week there is a forum for the partners where we are presenting some specific topics. And for those who want to gain knowledge on the DC and what we are doing in CurrentOS, on our website, currentos.org, there's a lot of webinars that have been recorded and that are available so to anybody. So you can gain a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills on how we are operating and what we are doing and what does it mean when we are talking about CurrentOS technical specification. So definitely that's a valuable website where we can find a lot of things.
Yeah, by the way, as I introduced IEEE ICDCM, so CurrentOS will take this chance to invite all the global DC Alliance to join the meeting with CurrentOS. We will converge the spec and make cooperation with DC Alliance worldwide. We are not only collaborate with our partners, we also collaborate with all the DC Alliance around the globe. Like China, we are working closely with PDF alliances and also with ODCE. In US, we work closely with Emerge Alliance. And Korean, we have Korean DC Alliances. So in June this year, we will have a global alliance meeting organized by CurrentOS and PDF. So we will discuss how we collaborate and converge the specs with all the world leaders.
Yep. And actually, I think I can
try.
take this opportunity to ask Pierre some questions. Yeah. So I think we have a lot of manufacturers in China would like to have business outside, so to Europe, to other regions. So how they can harmonize their certification effort to reduce the duplication of time and the cost. So what are some good practices or some suggestions to them?
I believe that most of the Chinese manufacturers, as a lot of other manufacturers, they are going to certification to get what we call the CB scheme, a CB certificate made under the hat of the IEEE. This CB scheme is very useful when you want to make trade outside of your own country. This is the basic for electrical safety of the products. For the CurrentOS, the delta is not very high. In fact, we have to add some extra tests, of course, to check the compliance of the products. The other point is about the factory inspection. And in our certification scheme, we will use a system which is called CAG22, which is very used worldwide. So that means when you have an inspection in your factory, if you can get a report based on that principle of the CAG22, it will be accepted by the CurrentOS certification scheme. And this is a very good mean to harmonize the practices, to reuse what we are already doing in our factory and to decrease the cost of the inspection in the factory. So more or less, if you are going, for example, to get a CB scheme within one of the certification body, which is also member of CurrentOS, namely we have UL, we have Intertech, we have DICRA, we have NMI, but it's more European one, and we will have some others that would like to join us. It means that you can get your CB scheme for the electrical safety, the basic one, and then the extra layer, which is the CurrentOS certification scheme at the same time. So you can optimize that. You will have only one interface with only one certification body. And then the factory inspection will be done by the same organism or by another one. But it will be recognized not only for the CurrentOS, but for all the different certification you may have on your product. So thank you for the question.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Thanks a lot. And also, as we didn't see, John already. Okay, for Chenbai, so what do you see? Is there any barriers for the manufacturers to have certification for DC product, for DC applications?
I'm not sure we can talk about barriers somewhere. Certification is not only a cost, it's really an investment made by the manufacturers. So that means if you want to access a market, and on that market you need to get a certificate, it's part of your product specification somewhere. So you are developing a product with some function, and part of the function is the certification because it will give you access to that market. And it's a kind of differentiator. It's the way we are using certification, typically in Europe, when we are putting a conformity mark on our product, the NF mark, the VDE mark, the IMQ mark. It's not mandatory, but it's a differentiator. It's to demonstrate the higher value of our product. So for me, we need to look at the certification as an investment. And if it's an investment, it means that you have a return on your investment. And so you can access the market, you can convince your stakeholders and customers that your products are more than safe and that they will operate together without any issue.
Thank you, Pierre.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you have any questions, you can type in Chinese and we can answer in English, no problem.
Yep. So, and for DC home and also this kind of community system, what are the key certification, safety certification required? So is there a difference between residential and industrial DC application for DC side?
Not so much in reality, because you are using the depending on where you are, the AC standard or the GB standard in China, for example, and you need a certificate. Everywhere except in Europe, more or less, you need a certificate if you want to access the market. So it can be industrial product, it can be a product for residential usage, for tertiary usage. You need to demonstrate your product is compliant. So that means you will have to look at the IEC standards in most of the case. Of course, if you want to go to North America, it will be the UL standards. But in most of the case, if you want to access the global market, use the IEC standard, make your certification against the IEC standards, and then you have this extra layer, which is provided by Coherent OS, ensuring the interoperability of the products, ensuring that all the products will work perfectly together, respecting the voltage band and so on and so on.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I'm not sure if our attendees, the people have any questions to us, to the speakers. So if there is no further questions, I think I would like to take this opportunity. Please.
Dora, I saw the question, what are the DC home appliances that are certified and global available?
I mean, maybe I can answer on that, because the certification against the Coherent OS scheme typically is not available right now. It will be in the coming months before the end of the year, because we need to finalize all the technical specification. However, you may have products that are already certified, but only against the AEC standard. So that means products are safe, definitely, but they are not certified to the Coherent OS specification. So we don't know if they are fully interoperable or not with the Coherent OS specification. But the certification scheme in Coherent OS is under construction, I would say, but we are close to finish it, and we should have the certification scheme available by the end of the year.
Yeah, I can have some comments that if you are a Coherent OS member and you will get the latest Coherent OS system spec, and you can design and develop your offer based on the Coherent OS system spec, and we can make sure all our partners, if all their solutions, offers designed under current OS system spec, we can make sure your product is safe and could be interact smoothly with different brand or different DC devices. So that's why our current OS hope to create the new ecosystem for the future DC business to make sure different brand or different DC home appliances can work together under the same DC power distribution and under the same software-defined systems, and also make sure the whole system and the product is safe and reliable.
And I think for Green and quite a lot of home appliance have this kind of DC products already certified. Maybe we can find a list for Lauren, who is asking what are the products. So maybe we can find a list to share, okay? And also, Benny have this question. Compare with similar AC devices. Is DC devices certification cheaper or more expensive? Chenbai, do you have any idea on this one?
Yeah, Chenbai, you're on mute.
Sorry. I think it's difficult to answer this question because depending on which kind certification and which kind device, normally it's the same, I could say.
And also
Same
for
cost.
the duration point of view, same. Okay. Okay. So I think this brings us to the end of this webinar. And on behalf of Current OS, I want to extend my thank you to all of our speakers. And also, from Green, we have John to share us the real-world DC deployment and insight. And also we have Chenbai from DACRA. And this can give us a clear view of the certification process. And Pierre from Current OS and give us an outline of the certification vision. And also Peter on behalf of Lisa to inspire the invitation for the ICDCM 2026 in Xi'an. And also big thanks to all of you who joined us. Thank you for your time and for your question, and also for your interesting to advance in this DC standard globally. And this session is recorded, as mentioned, and will be available after this event. Please feel free to share it to anybody you would like to have within your network. And also stay together with us for Current OS. And we are upcoming events also. And we also hope to see you in ICDCM in Xi'an. Okay, take care. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.